Hey guys, okay, welcome to our team call. It's January 2018. Hooray for a new year. Kind of revamping some things, kind of reevaluating team page and lots of good things. It's always good to reflect and evaluate, to look at where you're at, look at where you want to go, and make a plan to get there. And sometimes it means looking at maybe things you did well, maybe things you have not done so well, and looking to revamp and move forward. So glad you guys can all be on tonight. Welcome. If you are new to our team, we want to just say we're so glad you're here. You might be here, popped on just to hear and kind of taste our culture a little bit. If you are a happy wholesaler that simply is kind of just checking things out, that's great. If you're here because you are kind of intrigued with working this business, or maybe you're an old, I'm not going to say an old ambassador, a seasoned ambassador who has worked this business for a couple of years. We're so thankful that you're here. And I just want to say, like, we have the best team in Plexus. I truly feel like the caliber of people on our team is one of a kind. We just have a support system. And I just want to say how thankful and appreciative that Justin and I are both, just for all of you guys. And it was super fun at Super Saturday. I know there was actually teams across the U.S. meeting in different locations. I know that Angie and Lisa and different ones hosted, and Amy and different people hosted their own Super Saturday parties. Some people attended a live stream from their home. Some people were able to attend in person. We were at the Des Moines event with a lot of people from one team, and with the Iowa team, some people from the Midwest, and we're so thankful. We came off a really, really great Super Saturday, some awesome training. I got some great takeaways. I've heard back from some of you guys with your takeaways was very, very practical teaching, and I love that the training that we got personally apply this month by doing the accountability groups that we're doing. I'm modeling those off of Brooke Hemingway. She is one of the best in Plexus, and her systems work. They're proven, and so we're going to do it as a team. We're going to get some committed people together and hit our goals this year. So I just wanted to also reiterate something that was said at Super Saturday that really struck a chord with me, and it said, you may be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And so I just wanted to encourage everyone, whether you're doing Plexus to better your health, or you're also doing Plexus to provide financially for your family, or simply to get your products covered, you are not alone. We are here as a support team, and it's so cool that now in this day and age we have media and different things that connect us to people literally around the world. So fun. I just wanted to tell a story really quick. Justin was reflecting with the kids tonight at our family time, and he said, guys, you know what I really love is, and he said, and that is that we laugh more. Like, we're laughing together more as a family. And I feel like it's so easy, like when you have a lot of little kids, to just, it's constant no's, constant corrections. But getting to the point where we're having fun with our kids, where we're enjoying them, and where they're laughing and cracking up at stuff with us. And I remember back to a time when the kids had a really high level of anxiety, because especially on Sunday nights when Justin would get ready to head back to work. And I remember the amount of stress that we were under after he had been on the Dave Ramsey plan for pretty much our whole marriage, and we were working hard on a single income to pay off our house and pay off debt. And we had a really major setback, about a $30,000 setback, when we discovered mold in our home. And I specifically remember the place I was cleaning in my house, and I was like teary and like asking the Lord, like, how are we going to get out of this? And I just, actually, before Plexus ever came along, I'll just be completely honest with you guys, we felt like God was bringing something really big, but we had no idea what it was. Now we see the opportunity that God has brought us along with Plexus, and so every single person that's on this call tonight has the same opportunity. And I remember being in debt, and I remember the kids being stressed about Daddy being gone so much, but I remember being at the point where I saw a vision with Plexus. I saw it as an avenue of help and hope for for my health, but also help and hope for finances and for time freedom. And so you may be on this call tonight in the same spot I was almost 3 years ago. And I'll just say, guys, if you are seeing something with Plexus in light of opportunity, the opportunity is here. The opportunity is now. And you may be at the starting line where I was 3 years ago, but the reality that you can create for your family is as true today as it was then. And the first year in Plexus helped us pay off our house. That little thing popped back in my newsfeed in December. I made a post that was like one of my scariest posts I've ever done on Facebook, because I never want anything to come across as bragging, but I wanted people to see that there is a real opportunity with Plexus. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys, make a 1-year plan. If you haven't already made a plan, make a plan. I know I feel like I've sometimes beat a dead horse on the team page, but just to set your goals. I know Rachel Anderson did a beautiful post about setting goals and revamping, rewriting your why, and just making a plan. So I'm just going to reiterate that. If you don't have a plan, get with your sponsor and make a plan. That's what we're here to help you do. And if you've already been in Plexus for 2 years, maybe 3 years, and you're not where you want to go, or you're not where you want to be, make a 5-year plan. Who says it has to be 2? I think sometimes people think, oh man, I should be a diamond by 2 years. Not everyone's journey is the same. Like, we cannot compare. There's just different learning lessons that God has for us in this journey. And there is so much actually that goes on between our ears. And I was actually reading a quote from this book I'm reading, and I really loved it. And one thing that I will say is that we have fallen in love with this business model, because you can literally design and decide what your life looks like, and you get to help other people do the same thing because of the time freedom that Plexus offers to people. And I loved what this gal said in this book. And she said, it takes more than skills to advance in title and grow a large organization. It requires an understanding and awareness of the mindset and behaviors you need to reach to hit your big goals. This business is built between the ears. And I will just say that this business is a lot about talking to people, a lot about pushing past your fears, a lot about, I'll say, being coachable. And if you are 100% coachable and you're consistent, you can't help but be successful. So I'm going to actually turn it over to Justin. He has a couple of things that he was going to share to kind of piggyback what I shared. And then there's going to be a couple other gals that pipe in as well.
So I'm going to be real quick. I don't know if you can see because our lighting is weird in this room, but I am sporting my robe. And I felt awful all day. I feel like I got beat up last night. So I'm not going to have a lot to say, but one thing I wanted to say too about God's plan, sometimes we think our plan is not always God's plan too. And in light of course, we all want to be a diamond, or we all want to be this or that. But we also, I think we need to remember that the journey is also important. Mm-hmm. You know, and who we become on that journey. God's plan for our life is, can God help us to become a diamond? Sure he can. He can do anything. But God's ultimate plan is to make us more like Jesus. And that is Romans 8. That's God's plan. So just as an encouragement, I'm not saying you can't get to where you want to go, because I believe you can, mm-hmm. especially with God's help. But I want to encourage you is that if you're not where you want to be, take some time to reflect. What is God trying to teach you on this journey right now? Maybe there's a lesson that he has for you that maybe you're not hearing. I know that I have experienced that a lot in my in my walk of faith, for sure. So just as an encouragement, take time as we do this thing of Plexus. And just evaluate, what is God trying to teach you? And because I know thankfully I'm not the same person I was when I started. Mm-hmm. I believe it or not, I believe I'm a better Christian. and I'm thankful for that. And like I told the kids, Megan mentioned, I said, hey, we laugh more than we cry now. That's a win. That's good. This is good stuff. A diamond can't produce that. That's good things of life right there. So having said that, I want to say real quick, we've been talking about whys, and I don't know that I've ever shared my why. So I'm going to share it in less than 1 minute, why I'm doing this. June 2016, I was at the convention in Las Vegas. I was still working road construction. God worked it out so I could go to the convention. We have never got a day off unless Megan had a baby, or there was a death in like 13 years of marriage. We've never got a day off in the summer because that's our time to work. That's construction time. The Lord worked it out to where I could get off and go to convention June 2016. And while I was there, the Lord said, this is the path I have for you, take it. So I took it, and I didn't understand it, and it was scary, and like I said, I didn't understand everything, but God knows what he's doing, and I want to be faithful to that. And so that's my why. That's as simple as it gets. That's my why. So if anybody ever asks, that's it. God said, this is the path I have for you, take it, and we took it. And we're thankful for it. We're thankful for the opportunities that this has allowed us. And also want to say, too, that this is the best team ever. Out of Plexus, honestly, I'm going to share something with you that was just shared with us the other day, and this is like mind-blowing, okay? God's hand, I believe, is upon this team. We still have people coming to this team saying, God wants me to do this, and we want to be a part of this team. I can't explain all that. All I know is that I believe God's hand is upon this team. And in corporate meetings in Scottsdale, Arizona, one team is mentioned most often out of all the teams in the company. So just to let you know, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of individuals are being talked about. And the team as a whole and the culture as a whole of this team. So I wanted to share that with you because sometimes when you're in the trenches, you don't hear all these things, and we haven't heard these things either until 2 nights ago. So I thought that was really awesome, and it's because of all of you. A guy also told me, a diamond called and said, I just want you guys to know your team's doing it right. So I don't know what the other teams are doing. I have no idea. However, we'll just keep doing it right. We'll be faithful and just keep doing the right thing and just keep plugging along and not quit and just be faithful. Also want to just say real quick, Super Saturday attendance was unbelievable, off the charts for this team. It's the best attendance we've ever had at a Plexus event, and that means people are excited and people are hungry. So I applaud everybody that came, and those who tried to come, and those who watched the video. I applaud all of you. That was pretty awesome.
It's never easy to attend an event. I'll just say those are always contested.
Yeah. The things in life worth doing aren't easy. They're never convenient. There's always a battle, it seems like, going to the things that matter.
There's always an investment as well.
Some kid throws up or something happens every time that, you know what I'm saying? But it's worth it. It's, who knows, is it warfare or what? But another thing I want to mention too real quick, I love what Plexus is doing. And I think we would really miss a lot of our goals and momentum that this can create. But I love the systems they're putting in place and the things that they're improving. There's always things that need improved, I know, but I love what they're doing. I love the accountability sheets. I can't wait to cross stuff off. I'm a list guy. I add some stuff off just to cross it off. It makes me feel so good. And I love the accountability groups that are coming up. So take advantage of those sheets. If you don't like that sheet, I guess make your own sheet. My thing is keep it simple. They've already created a system, use it. Don't waste the time trying to create this big miraculous system. Just use what's been given to you and take that extra time to do IPAs. Let's keep this simple, guys.
Yeah. Now is the time to be in Plexus. You guys have way more resources available to you than I did when I started. So let's give thanks for that. Love the IPA sheets. Go print them off.
I think they're great. The accountability groups that are coming up are going to be huge. And I'm really looking forward to that. The success kit, please take advantage of that and have your people take advantage of that. If you haven't looked, it's in the back office. The digital version is, and it's pretty awesome. They've even simplified that. I look forward to sharing that with people. And also just the other tools that we have, the Rank Up Roadmap. We talked about some systems, I don't know, a week ago maybe, in the New Year call. Honestly, the more I think about it, we have the systems in place. It's just a matter of knowing where to get them. With the success kit, with the Rank Up Roadmap, with the accountability sheets, really we have everything we need. I think just keeping it simple. The cool thing about network marketing, the beauty is for $35 with Plexus, or in most network marketing companies, less than $200, you can buy a system that's already available for you for less than $200. It's like the greatest business opportunity on the planet. The return of investment is awesome. So take advantage of the beauty of network marketing. And the beauty of network marketing is the system is ready for you. So take advantage of that system, keep it simple, and use that spare time for IPAs. And that's about all I have. I'm going to go in the other room and cough. And so I don't cough into the microphone, but I'll be listening from the bed. I have a man cold, so I'm basically dying here.
All right. So yes, and I will piggyback and agree with what Justin said about the systems. The system is what we already have. So get your people to order that success kit. That is absolute gold. And then we do have our team page that's full of resources. I feel like sometimes people get lost in there because there's a lot of information that is put out every day or bumped to the top from old conversations. So we did make a business builder group just to keep the system simple. And that will end up being a resource after those first 15 posts that we're going to post each day in there. But definitely utilize the resources. Keep the system simple. And I would say that one of the biggest things is relationship. And that's working closely with our people and not waiting for them to come to us, but to initiate and go to them by asking qualifying questions and not to be scared of that. I know Angie was going to talk a little bit about how she handholds with her new ambassadors. I think that it will be really, really vital and valuable information.
Hey guys, I'm Angie Ambrosetti, for those of you who don't know me. And it sounds kind of funny when I hear that I like to handhold people, because the truth is I'm a super red personality, but my yellow side that hides deep within me, it's really there. And whenever I'm working with a new ambassador, or even an ambassador who's been with me for a while, but they're just working wholesale, when they tell me I'm coachable, or they say, I want to work the business, tell me exactly what I need to do, that's when I put the pedal to the metal and I help them every step of the way. And the other thing I would say is that I certainly do not consider myself a coach, but I've had so many of my ambassadors come back to me and say, you are the best coach. And when I hear that, I'm like, oh my word, that's so amazing. I mean, that would, pump anyone up. But one of the things that I really love about some of all of my ambassadors, but some of them who say to me, I want you to walk me through the steps. I want you to tell me how to get my products paid for. I want you to help me earn as I learn. Because that's the thing, guys, is that we have the potential to earn things as we're learning them all along the way. And that's why we have this big team, because we help one another all along the way. And so just a few things that one of the most important thing is that someone has to be coachable, just like Megan said earlier, is that we all have to be in a position to where we can listen and we can hear and take and apply those things that someone is trying to help us all along the way. And I'll be honest with you, when I do coaching calls with people on my team, I get so much out of it myself. Like, I'm giving them all this information, but I walk away going, wow, I'm encouraged by the things that they responded to me by. And it challenges me to make sure I'm doing the things that I'm telling them that they should be doing. And so I made a few notes because I didn't want to miss a few really good points on this hand-holding thing. And one, being coachable and helping my person or my people know how to post. If they're nervous about it, I'll be honest, there's been times I've written up a post and sent it to someone to help them, because sometimes fear can overtake us and we feel like, oh, we cannot do that. So that's a good way to do it. I'm sending people Diamond Docs, the videos, because that will build belief in someone like nobody else's business. I'm telling you, sometimes I just have to sit. I have to be careful not to drive and listen to them, because I cry and I'm like, where are the tissues? Because they're life-changing stories that really impact so many of us. Sending them videos about the products, about how to go silver, how to go gold, I'm working with someone right now about Fast Start Gold. And that kind of stuff gets me excited. Another thing I would encourage is 3 to 4 way chat threads. If you've got someone who is new and they're wanting to sign someone up, encourage them to get a 3-way chat with you and them and their new person, so that you can help walk them through the steps. And you can always add another upline along with that to just give that 3rd and 4th party validation, which is so, so helpful. And if I can't respond right away, if I have other leaders on that chat with me, they might see it before I do, and they can respond very quickly, if there's several of us on there. The other thing that I do on a regular basis, like I said earlier, is the coaching calls. And I have a outline that I use. And, sometimes we veer from it, asking questions, getting the answers. And then I always give them homework. And if they complete the homework, then we have another coaching call. And so that shows me they want to work it and they want to keep going. And so then I give them another coaching call, and we just keep encouraging one another all along the way. Another fun thing I like to do is Marco Polo. If you guys don't have the Marco Polo app, you need to get it, because it is amazing. Because I'm going to tell you, there are so many people on my team, even just my level ones. I don't know the number, but I'm going to say close to 90 level ones that I've added. And over half of them, I have never met them face to face. And I'm getting ready to meet a couple of them soon. And I'm very, very excited to meet them face to face. But with Marco Polo, you can do this one-on-one and you can communicate back and forth. It's an amazing tool to have. And you can also use groups. I do a lot of groups that way too, because then people can see your expression. They can get to know you more than just through the chat threads, which, they're both great, but I love Marco Polo. Then I help people set their goals. I always tell them, let's set a 1-year goal. And because here's what I like to say. I heard this a long time ago. If you don't know where you're going, any train will get you there. It will get you to nowhere. So if you set a goal, it doesn't mean if you don't make it, you're some sort of failure. Believe me, I've set many goals since I started Plexus, haven't achieved them all, but I just revamp them and I go again. So I tell people, set a year goal, then let's break it down, 3, 6, 9 months. Then let's take those first 3 months and do it month by month. And let's take this month and do it week by week and day by day, and just mark those things off your list. And if you're doing it that way, you know where you're going. You know what's happening. You know if you have to work a little harder, or you might be able to let up a little bit. Or, you might decide along the way, hey, I want to put the pedal to the metal and I want to get beyond what I originally set. So those are some good things that I like to do. And I was reading this book recently, and one of the things that the lady said, she had been an attorney and a PR rep. She was just like the super busy mom of America. And I consider myself super busy mom. I'm a mom of 7. I have 6 grandkids. I'm homeschooling, working my husband's office, doing this Plexus thing, all these things. And she said this. She said, if you find that your plate's too full, like I did, get a bigger plate. And I heard that and I was like, I need a bigger plate. Like I need to expand my luncheon plate, and I need to get like a platter. And so I would just encourage you guys, if you feel that way, if you feel like you're overwhelmed, because I can promise you there are people in Plexus who 7 kids, that's nothing. They've got 12, 13, who knows? And they're homeschooling moms and they're doing this too. You can get a bigger plate. I've expanded my plate as well. And so I hope all those tips are somewhat helpful for you guys. And I just say, this is super duper important. When you're holding hands with someone, whether it be your upline, your sideline, your downline, a lot more things get accomplished when you do it together. And I love that about this team. And I would have to ditto what Megan and Justin were saying earlier about this team. I've been in several different network marketing companies over the past 20 something years. I've never had this sort of relationship, camaraderie, fellowship, and to be with so many believers, it literally is mind-blowing. And I praise the Lord every day that he put me in this group. So I hope those tips were helpful.
Yep.
Thank you, Angie. Hey, they want to know how you signed up ambassadors that you don't know personally.
Okay, well, I do a lot of social networking on Facebook. I'm in different groups that are interests to me and my family, like homeschooling groups, or we actually raise alpacas. So I'm in an alpaca group. I'm in Christian groups. I have 6 sons and only 1 daughter, so I'm in a boy mom group. Over the past few years, I've just gotten involved in the groups that literally have something to do with my life. Like, I'm not getting in a knitting group because I don't knit or sew or anything like that, but I get in groups that those are some of my habits or hobbies, and I network and get to know people that way. That's how I've been able to sign up people and building a relationship through that. People see my posts, they ask questions, that sort of thing, back and forth. And I'm actively posting within those private groups, not about Plexus at all, because in most groups that's not allowed. But I'm just posting about my life, and to people, some people that's interesting, and so then we become friends, and that's kind of how it works.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Another way Justin's building a large social media presence is through Instagram. So if you haven't gotten on Instagram yet, it is a different ballgame, but it's a wide open ocean, literally. And it's way more, I feel like, expected to connect people. And so you connect through hashtags, and you can put specific hashtags on, and also search by specific hashtags and locations to connect yourself with certain types of people, certain groups of people. Yeah. So if you haven't watched any training about Instagram, and you feel like you've mastered Facebook, or you kind of have a handle on it, then I would encourage you to go explore that. Okay, and I will just piggyback off of one thing that Angie said in light of having a bigger plate. And this is something that I've prayed consistently, and I've seen the Lord answer prayer specifically for me and my situation, is I've just prayed that the Lord would magnify the hours in my day, and He does. He helps me get the things that really truly need to get done. I do work hard, but that's a prayer I pray. And the other thing is I pray specifically that God would direct people to us that need this opportunity or that need the product. So please don't disregard the prayer aspect, that God can literally direct you to people, because I see faces on here tonight that have been a direct result of answered prayer. So just wanted to encourage you guys with that tonight. So, all right. And we did talk a little bit about convention, with Justin's convention, what totally transformed his perspective. Every event literally has propelled us forward in our business. And I would just say, if you guys knew that, if you want this business, if you view like convention and Super Saturday events like that as absolutely vital to your business and to your next promotion, would you make it a priority to attend? I will just encourage you guys, it is an investment. So do what you need to do to plan ahead, to save your money, to prioritize, to get childcare set in place, things like that, so you can just help your business be successful by attending those events. So Lisa is actually going to share her perspective behind convention.
Hey guys. So I went to convention. I joined as an ambassador in 2015, and that was in July. And so convention had already gone by. But I remember in January, my husband and I were listening to Eric Worre's, watching an hour-long, he's a network marketing guy, really good. And he was talking about, because I wasn't even thinking about going to the convention, because it's expensive, right? Plane tickets, meals, whatever. And so just watching that, he was just like what Megan said. He said, if you're serious if you want this to be more than just paying for your products, if you want to make a business, if you want to be serious about it, you have to, it's a must to go to your annual convention. So my husband stopped the recording right there, and he said, we're going to the convention. And so we did go, and it was wonderful because we get to meet so many different aspects. But some of the things, I met Angie for the first time, and we became we were great friends, but it was weird because we had never met each other in person. So it was just such an amazing thing, so much more than just about Plexus. So we had a great time. Last year we were not able to go, and I will tell you that it's important to go. It didn't work for us to go. I was sad. I felt very left out. Those of you that know about the personalities, I am a red, but I'm also a blue. And that blue part, that partier, was so bad and felt so left out. And I hated seeing the pictures because I wasn't part of them. I'm like, where did you guys eat? What did you do? Who were the speakers? And what did they say? So I want you to know that I'm registered. We have our hotel, and I'm buying my tickets this week because I'm not going to be left behind. It is worth it. It's worth the money. Again, it's whatever you want. If you don't want to grow your business, then I can see not going totally. And I also know that God is faithful. And so when you pray and ask God to provide, it's worth doing that. And he will meet you where your faith is at. And for me this year, I've known I'm going to convention. I'm leading my team. I don't care if you have one person or 100 on your team or more. It's important to lead your team in doing this. And so whatever you can do to get to convention this year, it will bless you. It's going to change your perspective in many ways. And I remember sitting there, and this was 2 years ago, but just sitting there and looking around at thousands of people and thinking, if they can do it, so can I. That was one of my, that seems like such a no-brainer. It seems like such a simple thing. I didn't have like a moment like Justin did where he knew that this is what he was supposed to do. I'd already been doing it for 11 months. I already knew that. But for me, it was more like, and I guess maybe that is that I am competitive. And so I'm competitive with my goals. Like, for example, my husband and I work out at a gym. I can't run outside. I don't want dogs to come after me. That is the truth, honestly. Amy knows that because I'm like, I don't know how you do that. But honestly, yeah, I'm like, ah. But there's something about going to the gym and seeing all the lined up treadmills. And I look around and I'm like, if they can do it, I'm going to do it. And I look around and think, if she's going faster and longer, I'm going to go faster and longer. So I do kind of thrive off that. And when I was at convention, I looked around and I thought, if they can get those prizes, so can I. If they can sit on the floor, guys, guess what? I'm sitting on the floor this year. The jewels get to sit on the floor. I want you to know that 2 years ago, Angie and I sat there and took pictures down there. And what seems impossible, some people like Megan, when you said going down in 2 years, I'll be with Plexus for 3 years in July. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm going to be diamond. I will have a diamond dock. It takes grit, and some of that grit is formed when you go to a live event. Just talking about like Super Saturday, we just hosted, I know Angie, you hosted one. We hosted one of the live stream, and I feed off people's energy anyway, but I was just like, oh my gosh, guys, if you like this, you're going to really love convention because there's so much energy and everyone loves pink in the same room. It's amazing. So anyways, I'm excited. I have my second win, as my husband would like to say. I usually do around 10. That's why I try and go to bed before that. But if at all possible, guys, if you have a thought about convention, don't wait. If you register for Super Saturday, it's $50. So get on and register. It will sell out. We have tons of people that are doing this. Hotels are sold out. It's in Orlando. It's easy to find a hotel. So don't let that deter you at all. But if you're even thinking about doing it, you're worrying, oh, I don't know what I'll do about plane tickets. First register. Get yourself registered and then take the next step and talk to your sponsor about hotels. Find somebody to room with. 4 people to a room is very doable. It's more fun. You can talk. You can debrief. You can party. So go team.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, totally agree. And I'll just say, if you have not taken a glance at those convention prizes, you need to, because very doable. The numbers are lowered. The credits are lowered this year. And also there's a lot more comprehensive ways to earn prizes. So if you rank advance, you get prizes. If you have customers and your people have customers, that gives you credits. There's retention bonuses, and there's PV. Some people get these prizes because they have super high PV. They have, maybe they order a lot for their family, and they also have a large customer base. There's a lot of different aspects. You do not have to be a diamond to earn convention prizes. Literally, silvers can earn convention prizes. So make your plan, and don't just hope for it. You're going to have to set your face like a flint and decide which prizes you're going to earn, and earn those. There's going to be a lot of people earning prizes, and it's going to be super fun.
I'd also say too, if you're going for some of the prizes, I know everybody's at a different spot in their journey here. I get that. I understand that. But one of the things that you can do, if you're really wanting to work this business, you can buy some products and write them off as far as a tax write-off. So if you, let's say, for example, you bought a retailer's pack, which is 8 bags of Slim.
It makes the Slim like $48.
It's the cheapest way to buy Slim, for one, because you're buying it in bulk. Two, you'll get 500 PV, which will give you points to achieve your goals, and it gives you X number of dollars to write off for taxes at the end of the year. So consider that. Don't put yourself in a bind by any means to do that. That's just something you might consider. Another thing to, and you'll see it on the convention contest sheet, that you can't spend over like 1,000 PV of your own PV. You're only going to get credits for the contest up to 1,000 personal PV points. So that's another reminder.
When you say write-off, though, that has to be used specifically for
use it as a way
marketing.
For marketing. I'm not saying buy it and use it all up and lie. I'm saying use it to build your business. Use that Slim as samples to hand out when you're out and about, when you're at the gym or the grocery store or wherever it is you may find yourself.
So this is just an idea.
Just a thought.
So also developing silvers, and this is something I guess I'll just probably end on this, is a little bit of homework. I would encourage you to pick out which prize you're going to earn, and then let your sponsor know, so that you have an accountability person that you're accountable to, and make sure you're plugged into an accountability group. Those are meeting. There's several different ones to plug into. That way you can make sure you hit your goals, because you can make a goal, but it's only so good as if you do the work to back it up. So, and the whole developing silver thing, that's what's going to propel your business forward. Yes, it does matter for personal sponsoring, and there are personal prizes and more credits for if you personally sponsor, not just having your team add people. But personally sponsoring is where it's at. That's the buck starts and stops with us.
So
your team is going to do about half of what you do. So if you want to raise the bar for your team, you're going to have to raise the bar for yourself.
Yeah, because of the way it's structured too, it's kind of cool, because last year the top names that you see every month won the big Musha K trip to go to that private island. This year, because of the way it's structured, it's going to be hard for some of those guys to earn that same trip. So it could be really surprising for those who get with the program who qualifies to go, or who's going to be in the top 50. It's not going to necessarily be the double diamonds.
No.
It's going to be...
Yeah, those are a different generation of Plexus ambassadors.
Right. So it's going to be those who do have teamwork, yes, but also those who are personally putting their hand to the plow.
And in light of the whole power of 3, that's where the magic happens. And one reason why Brooke Hemingway is so successful is she encourages each person to get even just one accountability partner. If you can help every single person on your team get one person, or if you can help them see the vision for sharing with a couple of people and helping them go silver, it builds belief in them. And the people that you help go silver are the people you will retain. Those are the highest percentage of retention rates, is when you help people go silver. It just expands people's belief and encourages them to keep going. So I will leave you with that magic is in the power of 3. So go team. Is there any questions? I will field a couple of questions if there's anyone that has something pressing that they really like us to address. You guys have our hearts and minds right now, so feel free. If there's something that's on your heart that you really need an answer to, or something that's bothering you, a fear you want to address, something that you want to talk about.
Other than getting chased by dogs, we've already covered that.
Anyone have anything to pipe in? Question? Comment? Something that spoke to them? Something that we said in passing that you want to highlight more?
I love what Andy said about getting a bigger plate. That spoke to me.
Yep.
Okay, y'all are a quiet crowd. No one wants to pop in and say anything. How about if your husband isn't for you selling the stuff? Should I field that one? Well, I'll share what Sonia Dudley told a friend of mine. She said, make sure your husband is well fed, well loved, and go work your business in the nooks and crannies when he's not around. Basically, take care of what needs to be taken care of and then go work your business. Sometimes people wait until they have their, until they have their husband's support and like they want him on their team and promoting the products with them. You might be waiting forever. As long as he is willing to let you do it, I would say take care of him and then work your business. So those are my 2 thoughts. Do you have anything to add?
I would say, let me look it up here. I don't have my Bible with me. I also have to go with the phone. I like pages, not screens, but I would say 1 Peter 3:1. 1 Peter 3:1. Men, we thrive on honor and respect. We're not really big on love, but those other things we like. It's just the way it is. I don't know. But it talks about in that scripture, 1 Peter 3:1, to win your husband without a word. So just in everything that you do, just show him honor, show him respect. That's what you, women are called to do. And I think sometimes you just have to, just win them without a word. You don't have to keep talking to them about Plexus. Just love him and respect him. And Amy has something.
Yeah, not so much on the lines of that, but just on the lines of like having it with the goal to be a blessing to your family. And just along the bigger plate conversation too. I think something that was really pivotal for us was this past summer. I had just hit Ruby. We were actually on vacation with our family, and we actually sat down on vacation and had like a business meeting as a family, and just really like talked it through and said, okay, this is unexpected. It wasn't planned. It's just kind of happened super organically, but just to show the kids too, like when you see mommy on her phone, she's not playing. She's actually, this is what made her not have to waitress anymore. However, I still think it's important to really set the business hours, right? And so as a family, for our family anyways, I think it's important to know your own family too, but for what's really worked for us and for the sake of longevity and for the sake of maintaining that blessing is to just really have those lines of communication open. And we set these hours as like, these are the hours that I do Plexus. And then, I take that hat off for several hours and I put on the mother and homeschooling and pastor's wife hat. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to put the Plexus hat back on again, maybe. And then again, before I go to bed again, but kind of this lines of communication for our family anyways, it's been huge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so anyways, that's just a suggestion, but bringing what do they say? Have a business meeting with your shareholders.
Yeah. And I know Justin wasn't on board with me, or I asked him if I could work the business or if I could share with people, and that was fine with him, but he didn't want anything to do with it.
Right.
It took him a while to kind of get over his skepticism and things like that. So I would say, ask. As long as he doesn't mind if you do it, then I'd say go for it.
And I would just say make sure that from a man's perspective, I guess, make sure your behavior towards him is good. And don't badger him about Plexus. I know when we were first married, if she badgered me about anything, I did the opposite of what she wanted me to do, just to be ornery. But I've matured since. So it wasn't until she didn't. It was actually when she quit saying words, and then she just loved me and respected me. And then I thought, yeah, I probably better quit doing that. So she won me without a word, and it worked. So 1 Peter 3:1 is my answer.
All righty. Well, thanks, guys, for popping on. I hope tonight was a blessing. You guys have an awesome month. We'll see you on the accountability calls and as we continue on with our month. Hi-ho, here we go. Happy 2018. Bye, guys.
See you guys.